Alright everyone, this is going to be a quick run through, so a walkthrough for you to see whether if you're following the steps, and I hope that will give you also a check if this is working or not. So when you click on the sign in, you come to this page where you need to put in your email address, and remember it's the email address with the name and not your student ID, and if you're unsure, do drop me a message, I can check for you. Once you click sign in, you will come to this page where then you are in your class or your educate dashboard. What you need to do now is to come into classroom, and you will find the subject that the credit is given to you. So click go to classroom, click continue, and you're going to come to this page where you can see most of the information posted for you. So at this place, you should be able to connect to the console, which you can see here. You also will see how much credit left, and even if you have created one or twice and you kind of terminate your cluster immediately, it doesn't really reduce much. I've at least created once and terminated immediately, and you can see the credit is still 100. So click on the console, which will open up the next window, and we're going to run through the creation together. I have used this before, that's why EMR is given to me as an option, but if you don't see it, no worries, you can type EMR up here and you also see it being listed. So click on EMR and you go to the EMR cluster creation page. So you can see this is the one that I've just created earlier and it has been terminated. What we want to do now is to click on create cluster. Okay, and you may have another interface, but you can always choose create cluster as a start. So what we'll try here is to go to this, and let me see if I can use the same name. And next you should get this being given to you, so just keep it as default. Go over to M4 large, keep it to 3 instances, and here you should be able to choose the key pair you have created. If not, you may need to click on this link to create it based on the video I've given, but let's just do this. And there you go. Click on create cluster, will bring you to this interface, and you can see this is the standard interface you get. While waiting for this, you should actually get ready your putty. You can see if you have configured everything correctly, you should have this entry. Click load, and you may have any value, we can leave it. You may want to look at the setting on your SSH. You don't have to do this every time, but you can see I've loaded the PPK here, and also the tunnel information has been set. What you see here doesn't matter, main thing there should be a D8157. If this is not there, no worries, click remove and redo this. So imagine if I delete this and I'm going to put this here and I'll get this again, right? If all these are correct, go back to session. What you need to do now is to check whether this is the right information. You can see since I've created a new cluster, I actually will have a different DNS name here. So you either come here, click on copy. Another thing is you can click on this link and you can see they give you the complete name. Do you see that? I can also copy this line and go back to my putty and replace this with the new one. So you can see now if you cross check EC25481, EC25481, this should be the correct one. So to double confirm, you can click here and save, so that if you do not terminate it next round, this you can just use it. At this point, I'm not sure since they are still provisioning, so you may not get something ready, but you can see now when it's at bootstrapping, and at this stage, let's try, okay, see whether the connection will work. So at this point, if the server is ready, you get this interface. You can click accept, and if everything is fine, you will see that you can already enter into your cluster, and you can see at this stage with bootstrapping, as long as the DNS has come out, and also if you have set this correctly. So let's just go and have a look at my policy. Okay, I assume my security policy has been set correctly. Look for this one that says master, and you can see if you've done correctly, SSH has already been added. That means it should be ready. So this quick walkthrough should give you an impression how, if you do it one shot, you would have been able to log in, especially if you have the key pair done, and also if you have the security setup, and also you have configured PuTTY once correctly. You should be able to repeat this step over and over again just to get into your cluster. So keep trying, and I hope everyone can get it working soon. Bye bye. Oh, and this looked a little bit like a post-credit scene. Remember, if you are here and you just want to repeat this as practice, do this as follow. You want to click exit so that you can quit the PuTTY session, no matter which state it is in. Now you can look at it, it's starting. Alright, you can always come back here, and either it is starting, or if this has completed, you may see waiting and ready. You can click on terminate so that you can remove and terminate the cluster if you no longer need to use it. So click on that, and you can see it's being terminating. And when this is done, at least you won't have the cluster running, and it won't cost you further credits. So you can see this is the kind of amount that we're looking at. Maybe after a day, you will see certain credit being deducted. So let's see, I'm going to report that later. Alright, okay, bye bye.